Hey guys, this is Cassie, and this is the science of golf performance with Par for Success. Before we get started here, make sure to link, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This is definitely some awesome information that we would love for other golfers to see and hear about. And before we do get started, I'm going to be talking about some mobility things today. We're just going to be doing the top 3 lacrosse ball or softball releases for mobility that are probably the most essential for any golfer. And you know, some people are just a little bit more mobile or more flexible in certain areas. So check out our home assessment at the bottom here and see which areas you possibly need some more for mobility and connect with us that way. So for this, all you need is a lacrosse ball here. It's like in between a golf ball and tennis ball size and kind of hardness there. And then a softball, just a little bit bigger. Any softball will do. So we're going to start with the shoulder here. So a lot of times you'll see in golf you need that external rotation, and maybe you don't have any at all. Especially in that home assessment, you'll often see you're not quite able to get any rotation in that shoulder. It could be just the muscle behind the shoulder restricting you. So we're going to be working on that today. So taking your lacrosse ball to start, and we are going to do what is called a infraspinatus release. So if I take my arm here, elbow, shoulder out, and I place my other hand right behind here, and then I just try to rotate that shoulder back, I'll feel that muscle pop into my finger there, and I'll feel that muscle that's responsible for that rotation that we're working on. So I'm going to take that lacrosse ball, and I'm going to put it right on that spot that I just found. Now we're going to get on the ground here, and my elbow is out from the shoulder, and I'm keeping that lacrosse ball right where it was. And then I'm going to bring my body in a fetal position so my body weight is right on top of that lacrosse ball here. This is pretty tight for most people, so you might be in a little bit of pain here. It's okay, that means it's working. So we're just going to work on that muscle a little bit. You can move a little bit. You can find where that tight spot for yourself is. Once you find that spot, you kind of settle into it. We're going to work on that rotation. So you're going to bring the arm front and back, just trying to mobilize that muscle. Sometimes it helps if you have your softball handy, just putting that in your hand, just for a little extra weight, bringing that rotation back there. We always suggest doing this for about 30 seconds to a minute, whatever you need for your body. So that would be the infraspinatus, and obviously you would do it on both sides, just even your body out. Awesome guys, so now that we've done some shoulder mobilizing, now we're going to move down to the hips. So I've been a coach with Par for Success for quite some time, and I will say most people's mobility fail in the home assessment is going to be in your hip rotation. So let's find that muscle that is going to be the main key factor of some people's hip rotation issues. So we are going to start on our back here, and I'm going to have my lacrosse ball. I'm going to have my knee come up. I'm placing this hand on my hip here, and I'm going to start by rotating that foot out and then rotating that foot in. And you should feel a muscle pop into your hand here that's on that hip that's responsible for that rotation. So that is your TFL. I'm going to take my lacrosse ball, put it right on that spot after I find that muscle. And same with that infraspinatus, we're going to keep the lacrosse ball in that same spot, and we're going to come up on top of it. And if you need to move around a little bit to kind of find that guy, you can just lay right on top of it and move around a little bit. Once you find that spot, just let it release. Kind of try to relax the body as best as you can. And then the leg that the lacrosse ball is under, we're going to bend the knee and then move that foot up and down, kind of like we were on our back. And we're just going to work out that TFL muscle. Same with the infraspinatus. We're going to sit on this and mobilize it for about 30 seconds to a minute. Just spending some time here doing that. Putting that lacrosse ball to the side, and you would repeat that on the other side. So if you've seen some of our other videos, that's going to help with that internal rotation there. Last one I'm going to do today is your psoas. So a lot of golfers and just individuals as they age, or if they're young and have some injuries, you get a lot of low back pain. Low back pain is one that could be contributed to, many different things. But I personally have found that the psoas is oftentimes a contributor to low back pain. So if that guy is really tight, it can cause some low back pain and just kind of achiness. So this is a good overall for anybody experiencing low back pain or want to avoid low back pain, a great release. So for this one, we're going to take that softball, a little bit bigger. I'm going to take my finger and find my belly button, wherever that is for you. Other hand, I'm going to find the top of my hip bone, and my psoas is going to lie directly in between those 2 points. So I'm just going to bring those 2 points together there, wherever that is for you. Taking that softball, and I'm putting it right on that spot there. And this one is the easiest of the releases. You're just going to lay right on top of that, taking some nice deep breaths. So I'm coming here, and I'm just going to lay on top of that softball here. I like to have my opposite knee out just so I can kind of lean more on that one side, and I'm just going to take some deep breaths. I always tell people, every exhale, try to let the softball get a little bit deeper into that muscle, just taking nice deep breaths. This one I for sure want to hold about 30 to 45 seconds at the least. A minute is a great number if you're able to do that. And then you just slowly get off of that, and you would repeat on the other side. So belly button as the center point, finding the hip bone on the other side, bringing those 2 points together, wherever that is for you, putting that softball there, and laying down. So today, those are the 3 kind of major points that I would hit at least every day, just to help with mobility. As I mentioned previously in this video, if you're curious to see where you need some more mobility help, I would take that home assessment, reach out to us. We have virtual programs in-house. Come meet us in person, do a golf eval. Whatever suits your needs, we're here for you. So try these releases on your own at home. Comment below, subscribe to our videos, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.